There we go. Apparently that happened. There we go. Well, this actually trying something completely new. I don't have my chat up yet, so I can't see you. So give me a minute. Oh, so this is not working out like it's supposed to. And that was bad. Okay. This is one of those trial and error things. And there's a lot more error in this than I'd like to think at the moment. But the only way to make it work is to try it. So I have to try it and see if I can make this work. And then I can give everybody an explanation of what the hell is going on. Boing. Just do it. Come on. I guess everything is now upside down. Sorta, maybe. I don't know. Let's see if I can make this work the way I want to. Now, give me another minute. I might be able to see my screen. There we go. Oh, that's going to be feedback. I might be able to see my screen. There we go. Okay. Share, save. People blogs. 2 are watching. I can't see any chat. Live chat. There we go. Oh, man. I can't tell if it froze. No, it didn't look like it froze. Alright. I can get this thing to catch up, maybe? Alright, it looks like it's working. Okay, well, we'll see how long this hangs out. Can you guys hear me? No, there's like a monster delay. Good. Okay. Alright, so small small explanation as to what's going on here. I am using my camera, which is scrunchy to my camera stand, on the armature to hold my cell phone out for the live stream. I am currently viewing it on my tablet because I can't stream anymore on my computer because my computer hard drive fried. So just as I had a bunch of stuff ready to go, had myself getting set up again here, and ready to go, my hard drive fries on me. So that was wonderful. I don't quite know what to do about that yet, because I do have access to some other computers in the house, but I don't have access to any of my files or any sounds or anything like that now. Those are all gone. Every one of them. Pictures and stuff. Stuff's completely toasted. I can't get a replacement because the stupid COVID thing has had me out of work for a while. So I won't be able to replace it anytime soon. Yeah, well, see, that's the other thing. It's not necessarily the quality of the live streams, it's being able to make posts. Because without the computer, I lost all of my background stuff, my information, things I've been working on. Everything is gone. It's seized inside the computer that doesn't want to work. So it makes it hard to make posts when my computer is going to be, let's just say, less than cooperative, which is really suck. And so I'm hoping we can get it fired back up and fixed, which will be nice. I do have access to 2 other computers in the house. I can film and try to upload, because we have to see if I can get into my stuff. I have a notoriously hard time getting into my what do they call them? Google files. They're just really hard for some reason. Google likes to fight me. It's irritating. In case you're wondering what I'm doing now, because it's been rainy and cold, or cold and rainy, or rainy or cold, or windy, I haven't been able to do any clear coats on anything or get any base coats and colorization down since this has been going on. So I've been working on my miniature stuff, and in between, when I have the opportunity to work on the Nerf stuff, I get the Nerf stuff worked on, which has been a day or two far and few between. Hello, Zane. Zane's Mods. I've been doing my miniature guys. I can't tell if it froze or not. I think I'm going to move my hands more. Well, there we go. Yeah, that's right. There's a massive delay. I forgot. I'm working on my miniatures. You're going to see me holding it for like 5 minutes now. This is another one. I decided to do all-out heavy armor with this guy. I can find my super glue. Should be great. Thank you. It represents a lot of work. Currently, the minigun I'm working on right now will actually rotate. Provided I can get the peg in. This is the body of it. I'm not even sure how well this will show up on the camera. It's made out of popsicle sticks, coffee stir sticks, 3 or 4 different kinds of toothpicks, tongue depressors, dowel rods, cardboard, and an insane amount of sanding. So this thing alone is 37 individual pieces that have been cut and shaped. And then they got the barrels and the lockdown parts, and he's going to have armor on him, so each piece of armor is another piece. I'll give you a good example here. Let's see. It's a guy with a chainsaw. The chainsaw itself is made, the body is 3 pieces, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, there's like 30 of those. There's a pull thing in here. This is probably 50 or 60 pieces individually made for the chainsaw. Just because I could. If I ever do it again, I'm not going to put the teeth on individually. That was too much. I have a better file now, so I don't have to worry about that, which is good. Let's see here. Touch the screen to make sure it's not falling asleep. It's gonna go weird. Okay. Wow, where was I? Oh yeah, measuring stick. I'm not even sure. I guess what made me do these guys. I mean, I've been working on. I really enjoy working on these miniature things like this. It's an embodiment of all of my fun stuff I got to do with Nerf. I get to do with Nerf because it's tiny. It's not tiny. What's the word? It's work. It's detail-oriented little jobs. And I like the construction end of modding. It's always so much fun. I miss that. They don't have the ability to do that right now with my current living situation. Did I just lose that? Nope. Okay. Any of you guys do stuff like this? Do miniatures, 40K, old school D&D, my personal favorite Hero Quest. So I got a bunch of guys sitting up here for. Oh, no. There we go. There's my tweezers. No. It's a matter of trying to keep them straight. It's kind of a pain in the ass. Well, if you want to try some of this stuff like this, I mean, do what I did. I went out and bought a bunch of, what do they call them? Hero clicks. They come in, you can get Wolverine, and they're like some of the hero guys now. I just took them and repainted them. These are, the molds on mine are really bad because they're old Mage Knight stuff. So it's like freaking ancient. But you can always have some of this, and what you should do, it's kind of, you get the kind of Zen thing, maybe painting miniature stuff. If you're, I guess if you can. Living situation is going pretty good. I kind of hide down here and I don't get bugged. I'd like to have my shop back and kind of give my, at least one of my testicles, maybe both, if I could get my damn shop back. God, I miss my shop. See people like a Deceptive Creeper building his shop, getting his shop all built up, brand new, bought a house, getting his shop built. Makes me jealous. The old Fuzzy Pete doing the same thing. Get a shop put together. It's jealous. Let's get the green-eyed monster. Should be just 2 more, right? 1. Am I putting them on the thing, or am I putting them under the thing? This is the problem. Hey. Some of them look like they're on the line, some of them look like they're in between the lines. Might not make a big difference to the normal person, but I like to construct them so they're as even as possible. I'm a sycophant that way. That one's on the line, that one's between the line, that one's on the line. Oh, ugh, pop them off. Jesus, I hate that. Hate when I gotta pull them loose. At least these were on last night, so these have a good grip. I've always wanted to redo my Hero Quest game that I have, and my buddy Josh one day started painting miniatures, and I have like kind of like a weird psychological monkey see, monkey do kind of thing because of the artist stuff in my head. So if I see somebody do something somewhere in the subconscious of my brain, I think I can do it too, as far as like things like painting and stuff. So I have this tendency to try to copy people without thinking about it. And Josh was painting miniatures, and I ended up starting to do it just because he did. It was on the list of things for me to do, but it was him too. So I blame him for starting, because I think it's how it works. You guys are gonna beat the piss out of me if we play 40K. I haven't played 40K in years. I don't even remember, like, I don't know how, I was never any good at it to begin with. I'm so bad at it. Strategy games are not my thing. Although we did buy a lot of Mage Knight stuff. Okay. Well, let's see. I was going to drill a hole out of this for every one of these, but way too much work. Way too much work. Don't do it again. That didn't seize up. Where's the purple? Purple. I have to get this piece down because this is the important one. I don't want to do 4 barrels. 4 barrels is stupid. 4 barrels is too easy. Ah. Should have. Yeah, okay. Alright, now I got it. You see, 4 barrels is too easy. Doesn't have this. Ah! Now I got a problem with the Wi-Fi back here. Usually the phone doesn't have that kind of major issue. What was it, Edward? If I had to pick one hobby and stick with it, huh? If I couldn't bounce around, I'd probably lose my damn mind, first off. I'd have to go with just drawing. Because at least I could... At least I was, that was the original thing that I worked with. There we go. I'd have to go back to drawing. So I really need to work on some stuff for a couple of people as it is. I think, honestly, I'd probably go with miniatures. Because I can get my Nerf stuff from people. Building these little guys is a lot of entertainment and gives me a chance to just zone out and not pay attention to the world. I can get that with my Nerf stuff, but I don't quite get it at the same level as this. There's little tiny... Dang it, I'm to drill. There's little... Quite reach that level with my constructions yet. But luckily, I don't have to choose. Yay! Oh, there's a bubble of super glue. Get over. I actually have used to be able to combine this with Legos. I've been trying to find a buffer, trying to find a decent way to hold the tiles down on my Hero Quest game. And Legos are going to be the answer. See, this is why you use a couple different types of super glue. The gel is really good for getting the stuff down, but it takes longer to set. It will set up just as well as regular super glue, but you have a little bit of extra time to kind of nudge stuff. And you don't move it too much. And then just the regular watery super glue, you work up a little tiny bubble of it, and you just touch it, and the action will, little cracks will suck in the glue under capillary action. That's how this is built. With little things of super glue holding it, and then under the boards and everything, there's a little touch of the glue on the boards that sucked it into the places that I needed it. And in case you missed my post on this thing, yes, it does work. Because it's supposed to drop dice. Well, really, I just wanted one that works. He'll have a Reaper on him too. This guy, as soon as I finish getting him painted, just like the other part. I'll be lucky if I get that up for sale. No, I have not tried any model kits yet. I used to put together, like, the average plane and car when I was a kid, but other than that, I haven't messed with any of those things in years. So I'm not sure. I keep looking at some of the model kits and drooling. Like there's some of the miniature models too, like the things from the Cthulhu game and stuff like that. Those are really cool. I really want to get my hands on the Yogg-Sothoth, or even what's his name? Wilbur Whately. It's one of my favorite H.P. Lovecraft stories. I like the Wilbur Whately tale. And the movie adaptation started one of my, actually did quite a few. Quite a few. Jeffrey Combs, the guy that played the Reanimator, or one of the guys in Deep Space Nine. Model kits aren't bad to start. I didn't like the trying to build them the way they wanted to. And I didn't have the patience to sit and put stuff together correctly. So I had like tons of glue and mess everywhere, and I didn't take off flashing and things. This is kind of why I want to try some Gundam kits, because it gives you the same thing you do in models, but you can do, well, they're Gundams first off, which is, amazingly cool. But then you get these neat, you can make, you make kits. They're kits, is what they are, and it's just awesome. Because there's little details on things, and That's the fun part. Cursing and screaming at details. If I didn't believe that, 37, 38, 39, 40, 41, 42. I like to keep an update on how many parts. And you know, see, right back to like the Gundam kit thing. It's 42 individual parts so far. You know, Gundams can have a lot, a lot of individual parts. Some of like their little, like those articulated hands, all their knuckles come together. You have to put the knuckles and the hands together on some of them. Every one of those things, you know, their hands are like this big, so you got to put together every little finger sometimes. That's a lot of pieces to file and clean up and cut loose and paint and like that. That's just really cool to me. Like sit there and just OCD off on one of those guys. Oh yeah, you can kit bash them too. I got a buddy that did that with one of his sniper kits, which is like I like the sniper one because it has the most articulatable hands and body parts because it has to be able to bend into like seated shooting positions and things. But you know, it's not really for beginners to start on. But that's probably what I'll end up starting. Either that or just a regular Zarko. You know, like the Zarkos. But yeah, he kit bashed one of those with a couple other things and made this amazing freaking thing. I don't know how he did in the competition he took it to either. He was at odds with the guy. It'd be nice to see how well he did. This is a lot easier when you do it with these. And see, after I get this part, I have a disc that's going to go in between them. It's going to go on top and then it's going to get barreled. Because I want these to be really long. And Racing the Army of Darkness. Actually, I have this giant area over here that it's full of my guys, and I really want to replace the entire thing with the cemetery scene. All these skeletons, I really want to paint them and do a giant cemetery scene. I've even gone so far as to prototype one of these to make them out of wood. See, that's all I had to do. It's a shovel. So I can make a couple of guys digging each other up. There's drama in every hobby when it gets to a competition. Edward, one of the deals is the thing goes in, there's a lot of crap. Like you have to have everything set up a certain way to do competitions and get them be sanctioned. If they're not sanctioned, and if they're not sanctioned, they're freelance ones, and so you could build your models and things to the standard that Gundam wants them to be, but since it's not sanctioned thing, they don't have to necessarily enforce it that way. They'll enforce it the way they want. I had that problem when I used to do Magic the Gathering. I'd go to a tournament thinking it was a sanctioned tournament, and it wasn't a sanctioned tournament. They had a judge there the DCI judge there, because the guy that ran the place at DCI was a DCI judge, but he wasn't running a sanctioned tournament, and that made some issues because I had brought my stuff in under the guides, thinking that it was within the restrictions of a Type 2 tournament, or whatever they call it now, which sucks. And I ended up having to, get my butt out of me all day. But yeah, that's kind of what it is. Some of that stuff, and then just people being whiny babies too. Like, oh, you can't do that. That's not supposed to be the way it's supposed to be. It's, oh, dude, it's like, just give it up. You got a toy. You got a toy, you know. I mean, I understand there's cash prizes and stuff on the line. Sometimes you just, it's just a losing situation. The 45-year-olds argue over one of those things, and if you don't think it happens in our hobby too, we have to deal with it too. Maybe not at that level. Oh, did you do this again? Nope. There we go. Can't exactly easily clip them shorter. Giggity. Okay. No haters. That's why I stopped playing Magic, Mr. Sean. I went to too many tournaments and it stopped being entertaining. I was all stoked at the biggest one I ever got to. I got to the top 5. I got to the top. I was finally like in the top 500 people or something like that. I have to look it up. I think it was better than 500, but of a state qualifier. I was ecstatic. I had never done that good. You know, my buddy, he was up in the top 20 people. He got up there at the table for eliminations, man. He didn't do too good at the eliminations table. He got mana screwed and ended up yep, there it goes. And ended up facing down a really nasty deck. I would have done better, but I let some kid have a win on me. He was probably made that kid's day. He sat down. I knew he had the same record I did because, you know, they group you together that way. This kid, he's like, I haven't won anything all day. I had won one match during the course of the day, so I knew this kid was either 1-1 or 0-0. And he sat down. We started playing, and I had this control deck that let me look at people's stuff, and I got my cards out, and he couldn't beat me. I knew he wasn't going to beat me no matter what he did. So I ended up basically I stomped him in on the first one, and then the second hand I threw the match. I threw the hand thinking he would, you know, I could give him a win in a hand because he seems like he just kept losing all day. We were laughing and having a good time too. And the kid was ecstatic that he was just there to play and have fun, which was amazing. And then on the third hand, I got mana screwed. I drew 1 mana the entire thing, and I had to have at least 2 to run the deck. And I couldn't get him, and he beat me down. And when he won, he literally jumped up out of his chair and knocked a bunch of crap over. And he's like, I won. Oh my God, I won. And just goes running off. And then he comes back and he's like, oh, I need the paper. And comes back. He's like, oh my God, I'm sorry, good match. And he shook my hand. He's like, I won. Runs up to the table, you know, like he just won the lottery. I'm sitting there thinking, wow, I'm like, this kid, like, this made this kid's freaking day. Like, this kid, he just won his first match all day, and he was unbelievably happy. All I could think of was, man, I don't care if I got mana screwed or not. This was amazing.
There, go sent me something.
It's just junk. Don't worry about it.
It's junk.
Yeah, it's junk mail.
Yeah.
Thanks, Dad. Father brought me junk mail. Okay, let's see. Zine. Zen. And then the Intergalactic Ninja. Not sure what that guy was even doing. Okay, see this? This is linchpin. This sucker goes in that hole. In there, which goes in this hole down here. So I have to make sure all of that is dry. And then I gotta get this down in there, which is not gonna be the easiest thing because it's not tapered and the glue is a little wet. That pin's got to stick upwards. Now, this is only because I'm psychotic, which is true. I'm doing it this way because any other person would just glue this thing together. But not your Uncle Clowny. Your Uncle Clowny wants to glue it in, the pin in here, so it has a central rotating access point. So you can spin. I got my glue on the hole. Yeah, there's glue on the hole. This way, you can spin the barrels. To a Naruto card game tournament. Stop reading them. Yeah, see, the worst kid I ran into at the last tournament I went to, I took a bunch of friends to, was this kid with this Naruto headband. My buddy John was about ready to punch him because he was a respectless little shit. The only reason I can remember him is because he wore a Naruto headband. He had a little Naruto headband, and the second he wouldn't talk. He talked shit about everybody, and then he was, when you left, he beat your deck. He would just talk shit about you all the time. The whole day. I didn't get my mechanic to work on my deck until near the end of the game. Near the end of the day, I finally had some of my mechanic working. I wasn't having a good day with the deck, and the guy I played near the end of the day, who was actually a good player on more than one count, I took a look at my deck, and he's like, "I'm glad your mechanic didn't work." he was worried that if it had worked, it had been a problem for him. There it goes. Jeez, I made that tight, didn't I? And it just takes one little, yeah, and he was like, like a little middle schooler bastard that did that. Of course they were, because they always are, Just stop paying attention to the kids that their mommy buys them all their cards. Because they had no ability to be able to do their own stuff. That pin holds it in there pretty good. Okay, well, here's the... I think I want to use the liquid. I don't have much control with the liquid. Give a poke. Don't we all? I really need is the shitty... what do they call it? That's how you glue your kids' fingers together, kids. We need the shitty glue from Harbor Freight. Glue. Shitty super glue from Harbor Freight would be beautiful right now. You gotta keep at least just one tube around. It's horrible super glue. It's horrible, but it's so liquid. It runs everywhere, and it's good for getting in between cracks on things. Okay. Alrighty. And they're loose. Can I get it popped before it's too late? On the spin. Oh, come on. Okay, well. Damn it. Well, as you can see, the glue set on the pin before I could get it all the way down in. So now I got a problem. I can't. Oh, see, I can't do that. Can't get a good hard grip on this thing. And I can't pop this back up. And Harbor Freight's an amazing place. It was actually a great place to work at one time, too. I can't say I did not enjoy my job there. I took concessions to try to help me keep it, and I had to give it up, because I knew I couldn't do it. Of course, it would have been nice if they would have, advertised it as is. Well, I might have a small solution for this. Maybe I can gangplank it. Let's see. So it wants to fall down. I might be able to build it up underneath. I might put the top disc on at the moment to maybe have a hole in them too, so I gotta drill a hole in this. I gotta get my hands on one of those little hole drills. Hole drill for your hands. These things are a lot better. Yes, Mr. Ingolstadt is a minigun that I'm building. It is for my miniatures. It was actually, unfortunately, the scale is left behind. I thought I had the scale properly, and when I started adding the other stuff to it, it left scaled. So instead of being like the proper size of a minigun, it's quite huge, as you can see. But that does make it a minigun. Because it's a minigun, so who cares how big it kind of is? I mean, that's what happened to the chainsaw. I left the chainsaw left scale on this guy, but at the same time, it's a skeleton. It's a bloody skeleton with a chainsaw. So yeah, it can be huge. So this guy's gonna get armor bolt on him anyways too. It's getting a little bit of a 40K kind of treatment. I want that nice bulked up kind of Space Marine look to him, so I have to build pieces of armor. Fun fact, right now, as it stands, 37, there's 42 individual pieces. Yes, cool does beat scale. There are 42 individual pieces making up the making up the minigun as we speak. Not going to be counting the backpack, armor, and everything else that goes with it. So, this is a fun little psychotic project. There's so many individual pieces. 42 and counting. 42. God, I should go back and reread those. I haven't read any of those in a long time. I've also been meaning to read the Terry Pratchett Discworld books. I heard they're doing, I think it's HBO is doing a show or a movie about them. And I really should read those before that happens. This is where the problem comes into play. It's not the same size. There it is. There we are. Yeah. Glue up. There we are. Dot of glue. Ooh. Dot of glue. Ooh. Dot of glue. Ooh. Dot of glue. Dot of glue. Makes me angry. I didn't get that pin in there before the glue set. Thought I got the glue down there far enough. Should have used a different glue. I knew I should have used a different glue. Now I gotta build a piece in there to hold it up. I think, was it 2 pieces here? Did that hold it straight? I'm gonna build a second ring. Where's that? This. You do this. And you do this. And the first round goes in here. Around and around. Ooh. Ooh. It comes out there. The trick is going to be to shove it upwards. Okay. Far enough that holds the barrel up and straight. It doesn't look like something is interfering. Oh, something's rubbing. Is it rubbing when it goes around this way? Oh, so it does. Oh. That side hits. This is one of the part that I like to do. I don't like to admit this, but this is the fun stuff. The fit. It's my favorite part of watching Forged in Fire, by the way. Watch these guys build these handles. Making me scream at the television. It's irritating. All that is definitely the tight spot. Yeah. I might not have too much longer here. I'm glad to see my setup worked. See how much juice I actually left in my phone. Would be amazing. Although I did plug it in. I can't believe that show has been on that long and has not had anything. Like, I found a glass blowing show that does the same stuff. But it's not really forged in fire, you know. That show doesn't have anybody copying what it is. It doesn't mean, and essentially it's build a knife, you know. They've done a really good job keeping it fresh. I'm surprised it's been on for as many seasons as it has been on. Now they're doing the judges. Uh-oh. Something's loose. Some slide. These pieces. Like this. Need the file. More aggressive. Oh, hanging up. Hanging up on the thing. No. The neighbors are out there mowing finally. Took them long enough. Now that works. Start the avalanche of mowing, like mowing your lawn. You mow your lawn, neighbors have to mow their lawn. Did not know that, Edward. I did think it was pretty cool to have Michael Knight on there. Still waiting for them to get, like, they don't really have a lot of, like, guests on the thing either, which is irritating. I mean, granted, you know, they're like, oh, like, nobody really knows who, like, forging people are in the general public, but then, like, nobody really knows who cake people are on Food Network either, so, you know, I'd like to see Gil Hibben up there. Give me some Gil Hibben. That dude been making kick-ass fantasy blades my entire life. Why can't I have him on that show? Special guest. Take that Ben Abbott guy off of there, or Dave Baker and his mustache. Historical weapons mustache. Will Willis is a weird dude, too. My mom's obsessed with him. Like, you notice, like, she's like, he knew he was in the military because, like, he doesn't just turn. He pirouettes on his feet, turns his ankles. Like, pins in place. Which is weird. The ape arms, too. What's going around? Just see. I'm sticking, hitting in there. Not a lot I can do about that. I can imagine. There's a lot to argue about the knife metals stuff, though, too. I mean, I don't really get into that. I mean, there's a bunch. I learned more about that stuff just from in Russia. Knife forges you. In Russia, we make knives from turnips. Yes, I have seen Pacific Rim. Do not watch the second movie. It is dumb. The second movie is horrible. I want to say complete and total crap. I don't think I'd be wrong. Agreed. Okay. Well, I am going to sign off. I appreciate you guys hanging out with me, but my foot is completely numb. And this chair has caused my ass to go to sleep, so I need to get over to my other chair. And wake it up. Because it's stuck asleep. Yeah, I love my mug. Thank you guys for hanging out with me and letting me see that this setup will actually work. I appreciate it. Oh, whoa, God. I'll probably end up doing this later in the week. I might do this on Wednesday and do an actual nice one. I'll make an announcement. It'll be later into the day, though. Provided how ugly Wednesday is, maybe I can actually sit here and work on a Nerf thing instead of the pressure sticks and gluing my fingers together. Good night, or good evening, or whatever it is. Good night, good evening, whatever the heck it is for you. Oh, now prepare to be seasick while I wobble. Oh. Turn the camera over.